Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy MC Fire.
And Ice Cube.
Hey, guys, we are back. We're talking about certain proposed policies and how they affect you. Now, remember, we're not necessarily talking about it from a political perspective. We're more talking about it from, will this proposed change affect you financially? What do we see these proposed changes, if they're enacted as stated, how they will affect us, how they might affect you? Again, not necessarily telling you is it a good policy or bad policy, just making you aware that the policy is even out there and what our thoughts on how it goes in the balance, right? So some new policy changes that Kamala Harris might propose if she is president is something specifically that they're calling something they put out for black men. Me being a black man myself, I understand that, hey man, we're getting some love, so let's go look at it. Let's see what we have, what you have to offer, right? My ears have been piqued, right? But how did the chips actually fall when it's all said and done? Is it really going to move the needle for you or your family? So let's dive right in. So the first thing that she proposed that's on there is a potential grants for black business upstarts, right? If you want to start a new business and you're a brother, you're looking to get a loan that you might not have to pay back, which is, we call that a grant, right? So to me, well, actually, Q, what do you think about that off the gate? Business loans.
Well, I feel like if you don't have to pay it back, it shouldn't be called that. Then
Okay.
Move it to say it's a grant, because grants are pretty much money granted. You don't pay grants back.
You don't pay grants back,
but you pay loans back.
Yeah, like that PPP loan that you got. Some people got. Yeah,
Yep.
Let's not forget about that.
Yeah.
Careful. Yeah.
Because didn't they say that you won't have to pay back the PPP loan, and then all of a sudden they were like, we want our money back.
We want our well, some of that was fraud. Like, people were claiming that they had employees and they didn't. So I can't necessarily say what the stipulations for the PPP loan. Don't worry, we didn't take a PPP loan out. But if you, for your relief, where to get a loan that you were going to give to your employees, people were claiming they had 40 employees and they had like 2. That's kind of where they got you, right? It's like, all of a sudden you got all these employees and you ain't never had no filings for no W-2s. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no. Right?
What the heck?
So
did they just like, okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so on that front, right, essentially don't lie, right? Don't lie to the government, okay? Just don't lie to the government, okay? It doesn't help you at all right?
They'll find out.
Yeah. The government, they're always watching, right? You go out, big brother, right? Yeah. But how does that actually affect you? Well, let's say, for example, for the brothers, right? Because we're talking specifically to you, because that's who she's talking to.
Right.
I think the proposed plan is always good if the terms of the plan are good, right? If you're going to give me a loan in an environment that the interest rates are 7%, and you're going to give me an interest rate of like 1% to pay back the loan, I think that's awesome, right? Or you're going to defer that payback with no interest. Let's say you say, hey, no interest and deferred first payment of like 3 years, right? On terms like that, that's great, right? You're looking for favorable terms. You're not just looking to get into a business just to get a loan that is not favorable. If you can actually provide a solution, I would take that money and really go for it, right? Especially if you're young. I would say when you're young, this is a time to make mistakes. And if this is a loan that you wouldn't have to necessarily pay back, this is an opportunity for you to be able to get funding to really push forward your idea, see if you can have an impact on the marketplace. You know what they say, 90% of new businesses fail. So if you know that I'm going to take on risk or I'm going to take on liabilities And if this business doesn't work out, which has a high rate of failure, then I have all this money to pay back that I have to essentially go out and work for, right? That's kind of rough, right? But if you have an opportunity like this, a real shot, take it, really take it. If the terms are favorable, right? If the terms are favorable, and that's obviously if if she gets in office, right? The next thing that she's proposed is healthcare and watching out for people's healthcare as regards to necessarily like sickle cell and colon cancer. So with Q being a healthcare professional, she was a HM in the Navy, and she worked.
And I'm an athletic trainer.
And she's an athletic trainer, right? She probably is way more qualified to talk about this. Q, what do you think?
To be honest, it's like how it's nice that she's pushing like, oh well, I'm gonna work towards having Medicare pay in-home cares and things like that. Things that'll cost people lots of money because like you're getting nurses to come out and take care of you in your old age. They'll come out to check on you multiple times through the day. So like having that, I think that's really cool. But she's talking about certain things that affect the African American community, which is like sickle cell and like diabetes, things like that.
Yeah.
Where it's mostly what we're eating. It's honestly it's what we're eating that is making us sick like this. We're not supposed to be eating the foods that we're eating.
Yeah, so if we're eating correctly, allocating federal funds is kind of a dud, right? It's a dud proposal, right? To that point, right? Part of the reason why we're in some of the issues that we're in right now as a country is we have a hard time telling ourselves no, right? We have a hard time saying, well, we want certain things, but we're gonna have to pay for them, right? We, the taxpayers, do want to bear the burden of paying for those, and sometimes things sound good, like, oh, you're gonna be able to provide this, but what's on the other side of that equation, right? Again, seeing how we're gonna pay for that, what pot of money is gonna come from. Is that going to increase taxes, or do we have a surplus for that?
Increase your healthcare
expenses.
Like expenses.
Yeah. Is it something that you're willing to fit the bill for? Or, like you was saying, is it something that, hey, we need to address this as a culture, as a community, socially? You need to change your eating habits because this is affecting you disproportionately, right? Eat healthy, live healthy. So I would say, like I'm with you on this one. If you eat healthier, I think you will have taken that power back that you don't necessarily have to give to the government to fix. Don't make it a problem if you're eating healthy, essentially, right? Don't make it their problem if you can fix that problem. So, yeah, I like that.
And then we need to be more active.
Yeah.
Our community isn't active at all. They sit at home, like, scrolling on like TikTok, Facebook.
Well, yeah, our generation for sure. Yeah. She's talking about, our generation has this, like we're talking about millennials and younger, right? If you are not necessarily active, right, we have the highest obesity rates of most countries. We have some of the most amazing athletes, in which you'll notice is there's like this split, like so on one end of the spectrum, a lot of us, we're in the prime peak physical condition, and on the other end of the spectrum, we have some of the highest obesity rates and heart, high blood pressure, diabetes, stuff like that, and that a lot of that stuff can be fixed by good habits and watching what you eat. It's really, really important.
Getting into the gym, going outside to walk, whether it's walking a mile every day.
Yeah.
It's something simple.
Parking on the back of the parking lot is I was always taught, like, hey, when you actually want to work, hey, go park in the back of that parking lot at the supermarket or at your job, and always walk always walk to the front there. That helps out a bunch. There's a bug. Anyways, I don't know if you guys saw that. Like, we're real here, right? This is not scripted. There's a bug, and I just got him, right? Call me the mosquito hunter. Yeah, bruiser out here in these streets. Last but not least, right? We have for you guys, our last proposed thing that we kind of want to touch base on is federally legalizing the marijuana, right? We'll let Q go first, and then I'm gonna give my take. What do you think, Q? What do you think about the legalization of?
I think that's stupid.
The guns. There you go. Okay, there you go.
I do, because I'm like, if people want to do it, they're gonna do it. They don't care if it's legal or not.
Yeah.
Or they'll just go to a state where it's legal, like Washington.
Yeah. It's kind of, I'm kind of in the same boat. I believe that, yes, people are criminalized for smoking weed, and for some people they're like, well, what's the big deal? But let's just, if I'm just looking at it objectively, how much is some of your habits costing you, right? How much is it for a smoking habit or a drinking habit or a weed habit? Like, how much is that really when you add up? What's 4 packs a day cost now, from coast to coast? If you're the one smoking daily, that is money. Everyone, whenever you go to any like guru talking point, or they always say, oh, if you get rid of that $5 cup of coffee, you can take advantage of this opportunity. That applies here. That really actually applies, right? Something that you don't need. Some people actually might need that cup of joe. But with us being in the military, right? There was a 2-month period where you go to boot camp. In that 2 months, you basically were detoxed from any alcohol, any cigarettes, any addiction. You formed new habits for 60 days. New habits: working out, reading, going to bed on time, right? Studying. You formed brand new habits in that 60 days. Making
your bed.
Right. Working with others, right? Playing nice with the other kiddies.
Folding your laundry.
Right. Folding other people's laundry. Cleaning behind your ears, right? All these good habits that you formed to join the Navy, right? And so what it taught me was 2 months and you've broken a habit. Just all it took is 2 months, right? If you were somebody who's fiending on cigarettes, you weren't asking for another smoke at the end of boot camp. You weren't. You could live without it, essentially. If you had to, you could. And so I say the same thing is,
Can I throw some in there?
Yeah, throw
that's
it.
Like when that's how I got like my minimalistic habits because of boot camp, because you have a coffin rack and then you have a AMV drawer where you keep all your important stuff and you keep it locked up.
Yeah.
And it's about this small and maybe like this long.
Yeah, you don't have a big old makeup.
It's
Canva.
It's super small. So and you only kept your uniform and your stuff in your AMV drawer. You don't got anything else. So
when I met Q, she had like 5 t-shirts out.
I did. I was like,
it was like, yo, we were in uniform all day, so don't think she's just wild, right? Like, don't come after my girl like that. All right, relax.
And even with my like civilian clothes, I didn't even have much. I was like, yep, this is what I wear. Like 5 pairs of jeans. I got my 5 shirts that I can mix and match, and then I had like 2 pairs of shoes.
Yeah.
It was like
hard facts. I looked in her closet, like, like 5 items over here, and the rest was space. It was nothing but space.
She passed. Like, where's all your stuff?
She passed every inspection because she had no stuff to inspect. It was wild, man. I'm like, well, it's good. You passed all your inspections, but
yeah, I just want to throw that out there. Like,
it's crazy.
Good habits.
Yeah, good habits. Good habits. The point of it isn't to join the military. The point of it is to have good habits, please. And minimalism is good. Like, you don't have to have all that, right? You don't have to.
If you need it to downsize to like the basics, you can.
Exactly. Good habits. Do not. In other words, back on topic, right? Have good habits. It's not necessarily something that the federal government has to do. I think that I'm with Q. I think that it would be a little silly And it'll take money out of your pocket, really, right? How much money are you really spending? Some people don't even track their expenses. This is one of those hidden expenses. It's one of those hidden expenses that really catches up with you. Alcohol, cigarettes, weed.
If you want to see where all your money is going at the end of a pay period, track your expenses. You'll be surprised.
Oh yeah. But thank you guys for joining us on this pretty cool talk. This is your boy MC Fire
and Ice Cube.
Thank you guys. You guys have a good day.
Shalom.
Peace.